Hi, Steve Ray here with another episode of Park Bench Pittsfield from our downtown Pittsfield office. Today I'm here with Jackie Wendling, Berkshire Personal Assistant.
Hi
Thanks
there.
for coming in today,
Sure.
Jackie.
Thanks for having me.
So, Jackie Wendling, Berkshire Personal Assistant.
Yes.
What's Berkshire Personal Assistant?
Well, our motto is we do what you don't have time to. So if you need errands done or house cleaning, organizing, pet watching, house sitting, ride to the airport, ride to a destination. I love that. I'll make a little trip out of it, stay overnight, drive you back the next day. Childcare, tutoring. And people come up with random things sometimes that we wouldn't think of that, we can do for you.
Well, that's a pretty wide variety of services. How'd you get involved in something like that?
I've always done it for about over 20 years. To help pay for college, I started cleaning houses. I would work in retail, and it wasn't flexible enough, didn't pay enough. Starting my own little business, it paid enough. If I had a paper, I had to study, I could switch my schedule around. And then after college, I moved to San Francisco and was kindergarten teacher and then director of a school. But I still needed a supplement, and so I would do personal assistant stuff on the side. I've worked in, education, nonprofit, athletics, and always kind of had to supplement. And I always loved doing this, meet great people, keeps me busy, great life experiences. People, when they appreciate you, they're generous, and you build lifelong relationships. So when I moved back to the area about 2 years ago from moving back to San Francisco, I thought, well, it's now or never. I always had the thought of starting a personal assistant company. And I researched this area to see if I would have big competition, a lot of competition, and really there wasn't anything like what I'm doing. So I thought, it's really now the time. So
You mentioned you moved away and then came back.
Mm-hmm.
You've moved away a couple times in Quebec.
Mm-hmm.
What draws you back to Pittsfield?
First of all, family. I like my family. Family, and just, I'm a New England gal, Berkshire gal. Just, I have friends from first grade here, since the first grade. It's a great place to be. It's a great community, What do we have? I remember my brother came to visit me in San Francisco, convincing me to come home, and he said, what's here that's not there? We have golf courses, you like to golf. We have skiing, you like to ski. We have lakes, you love to be on the water. We have hiking, What is it? Your family's there. The only thing I could say was the Golden Gate Bridge. Everything else was here that I love to do and the people that I love most. So, yeah, there's nowhere else that I would want to be again. I'll travel. I'll take good vacations,
But this is home.
yeah.
So, over time, as a personal assistant, you must have gotten some unusual requests.
Yeah.
That stick out in your memory?
They're usually fun. I have a guy that I've been with since college. He was one of my first clients, on and off. He always takes me back after I move away. And my dog's at his dog. And, he has a plane out of Pittsfield Airport. And his dog that I used to watch, I would put her on the plane so that she could go to Nantucket and meet him there. And I would pick her back up at the airport. Just the dog.
Just the dog.
And the pilot would say, oh, I've been flying her for 10 years. And she would just get on the plane. And I said, there's something wrong with this picture. And she would come back, and I'd, say, how was your flight, ma'am? I'd wait for the dog, send the dog off on the plane.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, any memorable clients or experiences you've had other than that?
Yeah, some of my clients I've had for 25 years, and so they've become also lifelong friends. They've been through me through, moving back and forth, family things, my romantic relationships, things like that. They've been there, and that's probably one of the perks of it, is that you build, with some cases, lifelong relationships, and people appreciate you, and it's really rewarding. We have our first celebrity client that I won't gossip about on here, but that's exciting.
Yeah, I bet. Here in the Berkshires.
Yes.
A real celebrity.
Yes, a real celebrity.
So, tell me something about Berkshire Personal Assistant that people wouldn't normally think of.
I think, first of all, I think people think that it's not affordable. Like, oh, well, and that you need a personal assistant full-time. And we, we have a menu, and you can meal piece things. You could use us one time, You know, I've had people that are having company come to town and they're having a party, and will you pass hors d'oeuvres? And then maybe the next year they use us. But and you know, some people will do it by the project, or will do it by the hour, or they pay monthly. So they think that personal assistant is very, you know, you can't afford it, and I think you can if you have the need. And the other thing is, I think they think just errands and just cleaning and things like that, but we do tutoring, childcare. I have a
Tutoring and childcare as a personal assistant because of your background.
yeah, yeah, and you know, this year I've tried to get education students that are, you know, like I was, you know, studying education, maybe to come. Childcare is a big need in the summer. Number one, you know, how this community grows in the summertime is unbelievable. So a lot of my second homeowners come back, and their kids come with their grandkids, and they're begging for childcare. So it really becomes a huge need in the summer.
Yeah, and the fact that you can add a little educational component probably makes it pretty attractive for people.
Right.
I
They're
bet.
surprised, you know, when you tell them the other things that we do. Oh, you do childcare.
So, I mean, you just touched on something. So this time of year, with the influx of second homeowners, it must ramp up your business pretty
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm
much.
out the door sometimes at 7 a.m. and home at 8 o'clock at night. But it's a good problem to have. It's a nice problem to have. It's
Well,
good.
great.
Yeah.
So, how would people, now you talked about services, a list of services. They'll be able to swing over to Park Bench and check those out. But it's affordable,
Yes. Yeah. It can be affordable and
You
flexible and
flexible, and you can quote buy the service and
Right.
buy the job.
right. You can either meal piece it. You know, we do gift certificates, and so you can either do it for a dollar amount, or you could do it for a project, and they never expire, so you can plug away at them
So
over
you
the
get somebody
year.
a birthday present,
Yeah, people have done
Mother's
that.
Day,
Yeah.
Father's Day.
Yeah, I mean, what we say when we do it, what better gift to give someone than time, right? Just more time,
That's great. That's a great gift to give someone, especially today when people don't have it.
right? Right.
So, tell everybody how they would get a hold of you.
We have a Facebook page, Berkshire Personal Assistant, and you can message us on there, and then we can send along the menu. But we'll also be linking it on there eventually. But that's the best way.
So head over to Park Bench Pittsfield, check out Jackie Wendling, Berkshire Personal Assistant, and their services. We'll have a menu up. And for those of you who need a personal assistant, think outside the box. This is the girl. They do what you don't have time to. Berkshire Personal Assistants.